Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Now to the camp of Accra Hearts of Oak because they have announced the start of a comprehensive technical review ahead of the 2024-25 season. Now the Phobians endured a torrid campaign last term, finishing 14th in the Ghana Premier League. Now following the club's recent defeat to rivals Asante Kotoko in the Democracy Cup, the club has decided to embark on some changes ahead of the new season. Now, this was disclosed in a press statement issued by the club's communications department earlier today. And I'll bring you a set of that statement, which was issued earlier today, where they indicated that they will be embarking on that review. So the statement reads with the caption, Heart announces thorough technical review ahead of 2024-25 season. And it starts by stating that the management of Accra Hearts of Oak is pleased to inform its cherished fans and stakeholders that the club is undertaking a comprehensive technical review following the just ended season. Now, they say that the board's technical subcommittee has engaged with both management and the technical staff to evaluate performance, assess recruitment plans, and strategize for the upcoming season. They further add that the club recognizes the need for improvement after a challenging 2023-24 season and is committed to enhancing its performance and competitiveness. Now, they stress that the technical review process involving individual player performance evaluation and recruitment plans is ongoing, and regular updates will be provided to fans and stakeholders. The club said they're calling upon its loyal supporters to remain patient and trust the ongoing process. The club is dedicated to building a stronger team for the upcoming season, and they add that stay tuned for further announcement as they prepare for an exciting 2024-25 campaign. That is the statement from Accra Hearts of Oak. Now, there's been reports also that the reports are indicating that the club is also set to part ways with as many as 12 players whose contributions, we understand, last season fell short of expectations, with the departures set to be announced in the coming days. Now, after 2 straight seasons without a trophy, Heart of Oak is aiming to rebuild and challenge for top honours in the upcoming season. Now, they were a major force in 2021, winning the double, including the Ghana Premier League and the Ghana FA Cup the following season. However, they have struggled since, narrowly escaping relegation in their last 2 seasons. The management has decided to make significant changes, we understand, with the goalkeeping department identified as one of the key areas needing improvement. Now, Joy Sports' Victor Achitamaklo has been following the club very closely and following the recent development very closely, and joins me on phone for some more on this very recent development at the camp of Accra Hearts of Oak. Actually, thank you very much for joining us on Prime Sports. I mean, the club is indicating some technical review from what you've been picking from the camp of the club. What kind of review should we expect?
Well, I think the whole idea is to prune the squad to arrive at a team that is very competitive, but also a much leaner squad, so that the manager will have enough to work with. Currently, Hearts of Oak have a very massive squad. I think they've got over 40 players on their books, but how many of those are actually players who should be starting or who are worthy of playing for Accra Hearts? So that's the question. So, for example, in January, the club signed about 4 new goalkeepers. As we speak, the team has got 6 goalkeepers on their books. One of those has not trained with the team for more than a year in Eriko Forientry. We're told that Richard Atta may be leaving the club. Richmond Ayi could also be on his way out. Richard Atta had issues with his weight, could not stay fit for larger spells of last season, and obviously that affected his performance. And in the last 3 seasons has not exactly been great. In fact, the last good season he had was when Accra Hearts of Oak won the league. So yes, there's been questions about his competence. There's been questions about Richmond Ayi. He made a number of high-profile errors, especially in the super clash between Hearts of Oak and Asante Kotoko, and ultimately that cost Accra Hearts of Oak. So And for a club like Accra Hearts, it doesn't make sense to have 6 goalkeepers. Even in fullback areas, they've got about 8 fullbacks on their books. So it stands within reason that at the end of the season, they would like to take stock, assess that squad, and then prune it down. Because it doesn't only have sporting ramifications, it also has economic implications, because what they are able to do on the transfer market depends on what space on or how much space is there on their books to play with. If they are able to free up space, and some of these are very high earners within the squad. Eric Oforienchi, Richard Atta, even Rich Monai were very, very well-paid goalkeepers at Accra Hearts. And there are some outflow players as well, particularly the foreign contingents. There has been reports that Linda Mtange, Otanga, and a few of those made victims of this. If that were to be true, you could be saving yourself a few thousands of dollars at the end of the month, and that could take care of about 2 or 3 high-quality signings that maybe, or some marquee signings that could add an extra layer of quality or 2 for Accra Hearts. So, yes, sporting-wise, it makes sense. Economically, it also stands within reason that they review this and then own the squad.
Interesting. I mean, actually, there's been also been this report of, the changes that is expected in the squad. We're hearing numbers in the region of 17 players, some say 12 players. From what you've been picking, should we expect a massive overhaul of the squad?
Not to that tune. I wouldn't say 17. We did our checks with sources at the club today, and we're told that they aren't looking at mass exodus as it happened at Accra Hearts, at Kumasi and I think 2 weeks ago, the head coach, Asamoah Gyan, gave an interview, and he explained that was the building. He would like with a group and give each player a chance. That is not to say they are going to give a blanket amnesty to players who have run their course and should no longer be at the club. As the statement indicated, they will do that audit. And the performance levels, the number of years remaining on the contract, the value of the contract, those are the factors that will determine who stays or who moves on. And at this moment, the size of or the number of the players does not really matter. But what is said is that they are going to draw a hard line on some players who have not been performing for a long time. And as I've said, the key factors are going to be the length of the contract remaining, the value of those contracts, and more importantly, how much value these players are bringing to Accra Hearts.
Actually, you just made reference to the coach. From what you're picking, should we expect Coach Muka Watara to be in charge come next season?
He will be in charge next season. He has the complete support of the management. He has the complete support of the board. Yesterday there was a board meeting at which point their faith in him was reiterated. The club believes that he has the personality. He has exhibited a sufficient understanding of the workings of the club in the short time that he's been there. He also has shown that he understands the squad and is very clear in his mind what it will take to move this team forward and make them a competitive team again. And so, as far as the club is concerned, he is the right man for the job.
Ajay, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. That's Victor Achutamaklo, my colleague on the sports desk. Well, moving away from Accra Hearts, former Black Stars midfielder Ajiman Bedu has thrown his support for coach Otto Addo to qualify Ghana for next year's AFCON. Ghana will compete with Sudan, Angola and Niger in Group F for a slot at the 2025 African Cup of Nations tournament in Morocco. Ghana will open its qualifying campaign against Angola at home before making a trip to Niger for the second Group F match scheduled for September 2nd to 10, 2024. Speaking on the sidelines of the Democracy Cup held earlier in the week, Bedu said he is confident in the abilities of Otto Addo to have a successful second stint in charge of the senior national team, the Black Stars.
I think his second coming, he said he's coming to build a team for Ghana. When he leaves, then he have a legacy. He's bringing a new good guys. We have watched the 2 games. I don't even recall, or you can't even remember the last time even Blaster win 2 straight games. even against, and especially an away game. So we can build on that. There's a lot of lapses in the team. That's why we can't run away from that. He's well experienced. This is the second coming. He knows where he needs to beef. We will support him. I mean, I'm a fan of him. Let me tell you on the facts. And I think he will build a good team for us. He should be very tough like how he is as usual. Take decisions that he thinks will help him and help the team. That's the most important thing. Andre is only 2 games that he was omitted from the team. No, the coach haven't said that he's not integral part of the team or he have taken out of the team. In football, every coach needs some players in the particular games. I don't know what triggered. I don't know what happened. Andre is still playing. He's the captain. And if the coach thinks he can help him and he called him, we know how Andre have had for the national team, his mentality. He will come and help. However, if the coach thinks his second coming, he doesn't need him, I don't think Andre have a problem because he has been there for more than 14 or 15 years. He's a great player. He has done a lot for the national team. So I don't think he has a problem. The most important is, listen, Ghana first.
Now, another former player of the Black Stars, Asamoah Gyan, has entreated active professional players to prioritize their life after football by cultivating the habit of investment. According to him, such ventures will provide a much-needed safety net for them when their careers are over. He spoke at the just concluded Afro Sports Summit held in Accra.
As football players, we don't think about tomorrow. This is the topic we want to treat right now. We don't think about our future because we feel like we are earning every month, a lot of money, and then sometimes you in your salary you buy a car, and then it will become like a challenge. Okay, he bought this car, let me also buy this. So it becomes like a challenge for all this, for our colleagues, and we know it. When I got to England, my brother called me and he said, listen, it's time to invest. Let's try and build something. That was when everything started. Footballers, we have a very short career. Football is a temporary job. Maximum, you start from 18, the professional level, and then your prime is around 25 to 30, 31, 32. That is when your prime ends. The rest is just bonus. So around this time, and if maybe God says you have another 60 years to live, how are we going to manage it?
That's the former Black Stars captain Asamoah Gyan there. Well, the Deanery Games is an annual event organized by the Mamprobi Deanery Catholic Youth Council to foster unity, healthy work-life balance, networking, team building, and also boost the brand visibility of companies. This year's games are dubbed Game On, seeks to bring over 1,000 youths from the Mamprobi Deanery and its environs to St. Benedict's Subiru's School Park on the 20th of July 2024. Now, the starting time for the games is 8 a.m. And joining me in studio are Innocent Sylvie and Solomon Zon, who are both members of the planning committee of the event slated for tomorrow at Mamprobi. And Innocent, thank you so much for coming. And Solomon, thank you very much for coming. Let's talk about the games, though. Now, I was just reading it, and it looks like the objectives are very interesting. But how did this whole event come about? Talk to me about how you ended up with that idea that let's embark on such an event.
Okay, so this is a program that has been going on for some time, like you said,
okay,
years on end. But looking at how the programs have gone, we decided that this year we wanted to rebrand it and repackage it. So usually it's small, but this time around we decided to stretch our tentacles and go as far as we could go. So we went to get a lot of sponsors. We did a lot of publicity. We've been to quite a number of radio stations. We've gone to engage the youth to actually up the antics and actually add even prizes and awards to the things that we're going to be given. So it's a repackaged thing. We want to make sure that every youth that is in the Mamprobi Deanery of the Accra Archdiocese of the Catholic Church has a blast, has a very memorable day tomorrow. And we want to entreat all of them to make it a point to be there, because that's the place to be for every Catholic who is in the Mamprobi Deanery.
So basically, this is an initiative of the youth in the Mamprobi Catholic Church.
Exactly. So we have a youth council That's the Catholic Youth Council that oversees all the activities of the youth in the Mamprobi Dini, and that is their initiative.
Amazing, amazing. So let me come to you. Let's talk about the event coming up tomorrow. I've seen I've seen your brief, and I've seen some of the activities you embark on, but talk to me more about some of the activities that will take place tomorrow.
So this time around, we are going to have innovative games. It's not just going to be the usual soccer and the usual volleyball. We're going to have innovative games we've never tried before, like Jenga, where, we are going to build up pieces of wood.
Okay.
The whole idea is to see how effective one building capacity is. And also we're going to have a walkathon.
Okay.
Not the usual, ton we have. So it's basically going to be a teamwork where about 4 people are on 2 pieces of wood, one on the left, one on the right, and they coordinate their walking to a finish point. So we are going to have it inter-churches competition.
Okay.
Yeah, and we also going to have, that is Pope de Loon, then what we usually call Kase or...
Kase stuff,
Blagbo.
Blagbo.
We are going to have that.
So quite a number of exciting activities coming up tomorrow. Very. Amazing, amazing. But the event is tomorrow. Solomon, how will you describe your preparation so far? Are you ready for it?
I can say for a fact, everybody in the Dini knows that I come from SS Peter and Paul Catholic Church, located at West Hills Mall.
Okay.
And we usually do very well with the soccer. With the likes of people like Mau Lolo and people like Francis Gatti. We know they are going to win. We've been preparing very, very actively. And the volleyball as well. You know that we are going to win. We have the spiking priest, Father Vitalis Name. He's there with us. We have the weightlifting competition with our very macho priest, Father Hans. He's in there with us. So all the other churches in the Duni, just watch out. We are beating you guys hands flat. And we are going to give you the chance. Maybe you can compete in the football and other, that's the Kase and Blagbo and other activities. As for soccer and then volley, we are taking it.
Well, he looks very confident that his church is going to win. I'm sure you have similar sentiment for you.
Basically, we are both in the same church. And
okay.
I decided to send the winning team.
I've been coaching our football team for years, and we've never lost a match.
Amazing. You are very hard to beat, isn't it?
Impossible to beat.
Very hard to
Impossible
beat.
to beat.
Very hard to beat. I'm sure there's so many youth in the Mamprobi area who are looking forward to this. And but ultimately, though, what do you hope to achieve with it, especially for the youth of the area?
Okay, so just like we said earlier, it's a very big networking opportunity. You get to meet old friends that you've not seen in a long while, and they get to make new friends. But quite apart from that, a lot of business contacts come in. People get to meet people who can help them to foster great connections for business, for work. People can potentially come and find their spouses. And then we get to encourage this sense of unity that if you go to church in a particular location and you don't see other Catholics, you are not alone. We have a very big, fat family. And so when you come, we interact with everybody, meet all the priests in the deanery, quite possibly even representatives from the Archbishop. So it's a big day, a very big day and a very big deal. No youth in the Mamprobi deanery should miss tomorrow's program.
Amazing. So we need to be wrapping up. So just your final message to all the participating churches and all the youth in Mamprobi who are looking forward to the event.
Okay, for me, I would just say we should all try and do well to come in our numbers. I mean, we were looking out for about 1,000, but from reviews, I know we're going to have more than that. And we are expecting everybody to come and enjoy. There will be enough to drink. There will be enough to eat. And there will be time to make new friends. So we are welcoming everybody. Not only Catholics, we are also welcoming anyone who is a non-Catholic.
Yeah. I understand Ben Nunu Mensah, the Ghana Olympic president, is from that church, and he's going to be there at the event.
He'll be there.
He's a very resourceful person, doing a lot for Ghana athletics and Ghana sports. So, guys, we wish you the very best. Hopefully, we'll be there tomorrow, and we'll see how the whole event unfolds. Solomon, thank you for coming. Innocent, thank you for coming. And if you are in and around Mamprobi, you want to make your way there and have a very good time over there. All right, well, that's all we've got for you on Prime Sports tonight with me, Razak Usba. Thank you so much for your company. We're going to be back, God willing, on Monday, and we'll bring you the latest of all the events that happened in the course of the weekend. But we've got more stories for you on myjoyonline.com. You want to make your way there and stay updated all throughout the weekend over there. And you can see Daniel Kofi Chere is nearing return after training with Freiburg. squad. He's been out for some while. You can go there and see the details of that story. And also Mohamed Kudus has been speaking about what he's hoping to do at West Ham come this season and what he's hoping to do with the new coach, Julian Lopetegui. So interesting times for Mohamed Kudus at West Ham. Head to myjoyonline.com and stay updated on all of that. Thank you for your company and do have a wonderful weekend.